Something we should watch closely here in the coming days is Bryce Harper is prepping to play first base. It seems he's going to start at least one game in the upcoming series against the Brewers. Uh, they're playing a three-game series beginning Tuesday, so look for him to make his debut there this week. He hasn't actually played defense in a major league game since April 16th of 2022. Remember, he had the elbow issue last year that basically made him exclusively a designated hitter. Back from Tommy John surgery now, just recently broke a homerless drought at the plate. I think we could see the Phillies in the mix for possibly a bat leading into the deadline, but they just recently promoted Johan Rojas as well. So by extension of putting Harper at first base, you put Kyle Schwarber in the DH spot. He's negative 15 defensive runs saved. So you make your defense better in the outfield if you add Rojas there as a good defender. And the lineup, maybe the lineup's better too. We've said that top to bottom, they should be better than they have been. But I'm looking fantasy wise next year. Bryce Harper gets that first base eligibility. He's first base outfield eligible next year. Where would you put him among fantasy first basemen next year? We know Freeman's the class of the position. Vlad Jr.'s there. Matt Olson, Pete Alonso. Where does Harper fit in that dynamic?
I think probably at the tail end of that group. It feels weird to say that. It's just so nice to see him hit a homer on the weekend. He had a couple of doubles. He hasn't hit for power. He came back ahead of schedule, and it's great. And if you told me, well, Bryce Harper came back early, 60 games, he's hitting 300, OBP 395, like, oh, wow, league winner Bryce Harper. He's got 4 home runs. He's got 26 RBIs. We thought this would be a loaded Phillies lineup, but I mean, just the fact that he's on the field is remarkable. And maybe it would just make sense that it would take a while. This is why I always say it's no fun to play fantasy baseball like an actuary, but with long-term injuries, I just try to keep my feet on the ground, because just because guys come back doesn't mean they come back to the level of production we're expecting. But maybe we'll see Harper. I mean, if he were to look at last year, 877 OPS, a 514 slugging, if he could be that guy over the second half of the year, man, what a shot in the arm for the Phillies. He feels like a third-round pick to me next year.
Yeah, I agree.